All right. My name is Spencer Coffman with Social Media Ministries, and this is Tom Stamman with Impact Ministries International.
Hello, my name is Tom Stamman of Impact Ministries International. So glad to be with you, Spencer.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me on. Very blessed to marry you and your wife years ago.
That's right.
And so even my wife remembered you. She said, he's that really sharp guy. I'm like, that's Spencer. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I worked with Darren, who I'll see on Monday. And so glad to be able to talk to you folks that are listening and watching. Impact Ministries International, we started back in the 1980s, and I taught evangelism, how to share your faith. I wrote 3 textbooks. One was used at Rhema Bible School. Another one was used at Trinity Bible School in North Dakota. And then we started praying over people prophetically. And according to IHOP, they said I prayed over more people than anybody they've ever had at IHOP. Which you've heard of IHOP,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
International House of Pancake. International House of Poor People. No,
Yeah.
I mean International House of Prayer. That's it. Sorry, got it right third time. Anyways, out of Kansas City. And so then out of that, we started expanding to ordained ministers. We've ordained a little over 800 people in 30 countries.
Wow.
And so it's really growing. We usually ordain someone about once every 3 to 4 weeks. And we oversee the ministries and help them out, encourage them. And then we shifted to going to Honduras and doing mission trips. And then I was driving through a town called Jefferson, Wisconsin. You ever heard of it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Small town.
Small town, yeah. I saw a starship in Jefferson. And I thought we could build a city because we built this city.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a song,
Starship.
a song before your time.
Yeah, back in the 80s.
Yeah, your parents would know that song.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I used to listen to it when I was a kid.
It's a great Christian song. No, anyway, so God said, I want you to build me a city. And I laughed. I said, I can't even build things out of Legos, even if I have pictures. And so, unless I'm in Lagos, Nigeria. And one of my favorite movies came out of Ghana. It's called Ghana with the Wind.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, see if you've heard of it. Anyway, God said, build me a city. We have 3 buildings on the property. I laughed. Okay, so I started telling people, we're going to build a city. And we now have 82 buildings.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, it has really grown. And we have a top 4 farm in Honduras, a diverse farm. In fact, we do a lot of agriculture, and our key is diversity.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just being number 1 in cattle production or corn or beans, but to have a variety.
Yeah.
So if something tanks, if there's a disease,
Right.
we just keep going.
Invest in 7 ventures. Say again in 8.
Yeah, I agree. I tell single people, you should have 3 income streams. I tell married people you should have 7.
That's so true.
Yep. And so we teach that. And so we have a top 4 diverse farm. One of my dreams was that the secular colleges would send their students to our orphanage to learn how to farm.
Yeah.
Where is that happening around the world? I don't know.
Right.
And it's happening now. We have 2 farms. We have 2 colleges that send their students to our farm. So we have a top 10 sports facility in the nation.
Mm-hmm.
So our goal is to raise up Olympic athletes. And so Honduras has never won an Olympic medal. And so they're good in soccer, but we're picking sports that nobody plays. That way there's less competition.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So we can talk about that later about what kind of sports we have. We're very excited to build a city. I travel around the world. I've been to 45 countries. Always been in over 30. I've never heard of a Christian city being built in the last 100 years.
Yeah, that's
Back in the day, though, they were being built all around the world.
yeah.
And now they're not. And so we believe that a city on a hill cannot be hidden, which we'll talk about later. So we've taken in, over the years, over 180 children and raised 90 of them. 9 are now working with us full time
Awesome.
in agriculture and construction and cooks, etc. And so it's making a difference. We believe that building the city is to be a prototype for around the world. So we've had, Spencer, 27 countries contact us saying, how do you build a Christian city or a self-sustaining ministry?
Yeah.
Because if this country ever tanks or they don't allow you to send money,
Right.
I don't know what percent of missions would stop, maybe half or more, because it's all funded by Americans.
That's so, yeah.
And so people have to be self-sustaining. And so that's what we teach. So, for example, one of our pig barns produced last year 1,000 pigs. And at $50 each, that's 50 grand. If we have 5 pig barns, it pays for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so we're teaching agriculture, ways to sustain what we do. And people love our place. We had a group, it's a Catholic group, come down out of Iowa. They've been coming for 10 years. And they said they've never seen so many kids so happy. And so they decided to work with us, and they're going to come down every year and build 2 houses.
So cool.
So now we're going to build the Twin Cities.
Yeah, every year.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll build one on one side of the river and one on the other side.
Yeah.
So every city's been started by somebody, but not too many people built two cities. So,
Yeah.
and we know that Jesus has made every one of us unique, and he's called us to be, like Nehemiah, a city builder.
Yeah.
And so we also have rescued girls from sex trafficking. So in the last year, we rescued 6 girls from sex trafficking across the United States. And we have a safe house in Missouri. And then another safe house, we've rescued 2 little babies from St. Louis, or abandoned at the hospital. Just rescued another baby about 2 weeks ago. And we rescued a couple running from the cartel. They didn't pay the $20,000, and the government contacted our friends that live at our place, and would you take in this couple and hide them?
So cool.
So his name is Joseph, and her name is Mary, from Mexico, and they had a baby, and guess what the baby's name was?
Jesus.
No, it's Mary, just a girl. That's a good guess. Anyway, so we hide them, and we rescue them. But that's being self-sustaining too.
Yes.
So we have one that's 120 acres, and we put up a store, should be open in about two months, and we put up putting in a Bible camp, and we have horses and goats and chickens and other animals to help be self-sustaining. And the second location, where the couple's running from the cartel, we're putting in a coffee shop there, and a coffee shop in the first place, and we have storage units, and we also have cabins rent. It's got a 10-acre lake on it.
That's
People
awesome.
can buy a cabin on the lake.
Mm-hmm.
They get a place to stay. They rent it out. They get half, and we get half.
Yeah.
And so
Self-sustaining city right here.
right here in Missouri.
Yeah.
So 2 locations, but it's exciting because people contact us about once a week, and I do consulting on how do you build a self-sustaining city of refuge or community.
That's so cool.
Yep. So we're excited to expand. We just met with 6 engineers in Kansas, on the border of Kansas City, back Wednesday, and they want to set up a tilapia training center. We'll have the top tilapia training farm in the world, is our goal.
Yeah.
And so they're setting it up in 5 phases. So we're always expanding. ADHD, kind of hyperventilating, and we got to keep going. Get bored doing the same thing.
Always on the move.
On the move, exactly right. So I travel or fly about 270,000 miles a year.
Isn't that something? 360 days.
Very good, good memory. Yeah, 360 days a year, absolutely. So, and my wife is not here. My wife and I raised 180 children, and at 55 she had her first baby.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, so
This last year.
exactly.
Yeah.
She'll be a year old in May. So they don't call us Sarah and Abraham; they call us Sarah and Abraham.
Yeah.
Stamman.
Stamman.
We have stamina. So she's with the baby, and she works as much as I do, and so she's not here because she's taking care of little Esther. But she's very hardworking. She's actually the boss of the City of Refuge, and I'm a slave.
Yeah.
Because it's her culture, her language. She's a doctor.
Yeah.
She's there more than I am. Esther's been there 5 times in 11 months. But in my country, guess who the boss is?
God.
Yeah, well,
You'd hope.
tied in with my wife.
Yeah.
Kind of a 2-way tie, but anyways, not me. Anyway, so we're a good team. God's blessed me with a great partner.
Yeah. Amen.